Okay, now I got to get the sprocket onto the rear wheel, and as you can see in my case it doesn't fit quite right. So what better excuse than to use my new CNC mill. Don't really need a CNC mill, probably could use just a file, but this is more fun. So as you can see here, I set it up the dial gauge and do some tapping and adjusting on this wood block which is attached to the rotary table, and I kind of check to make sure that the it is centered onto the rotary table. That way I'm not cutting an oblong oval or something. Here you can see we're cutting the inner edge of that, the inner radius or diameter of that hole, making it a little bit bigger so it'll fit over it. It didn't need but probably a millimeter cut off. Here you can see the Mach 3 program that's indexing that cutter head just a little bit at a time and then rotating the wheel of the sprocket. And there we go. Now it fits over that little hub part of the rear wheel. Here you can see how it fits. You can flip, you have to play with this. You can flip it inside or outside because you can see that the sprocket is a inner side and the outer side. They can go either way. And here with the rubber pieces that come with the kit, you have to cut them open. And you have to play with them too. You may need to put both of them on the inside edge of the inside where the hub is, like I'm doing here, or you might need to put one on the outer edge to kind of give yourself a little bit more offset for the sprocket. Basically, you have to play with it because you want to get the sprocket to be perfectly aligned with the smaller cog on the engine. So the chain won't want to come off and your chain won't rub on the wheel. Here I'm just lining up, you'll see that all these little bolt holes line up through the spokes on the wheel. And here's what mine looks like. Yours may look different depending on how you get your sprocket lined up. And now on to the chain. I'm going to leave the original chain on here, of course, for pedal power. The chain that came with the kit doesn't quite align yet, as you can see here, but I'm going to fiddle with the sprocket, rear sprocket a little bit more and we'll make that work. Here's the master links. And you just need to pick at what point in the chain you're going to chop out the excess chain links here. Just make sure you choose the right matching one. If you go too far or too short, you'll end up with a point where the master link won't fit. And you can't use this Bell chain repair kit, which goes on regular bicycle chains. It's too small. So that goes back to Walmart. All you really need is a block of wood with a hole the size of the pin and a pin punch and a hammer. Give it a few good whacks and that'll do it. All right, now that we've got the proper length of chain, we can put our master link in. The chain's gonna be a little saggy because we're going to use a chain tensioner. It comes in the kit. Kind of self-explanatory how this goes together. And there's our tensioner. All right, now we're going to put on the carburetor. my case, it was a pretty snug fit. I really had to force it on quite hard. Just make sure you get it set all the way on. And then the first test run, I noticed the carburetor just would not run right, so I decided I was going to take it apart. And as I took it off, I saw the little brass needle valve inside there that was just jiggling around. So then I was quite certain I had to take it apart. And since I had run it already, a little bit of gas. Oh yeah, there's the float bowl here is got gas in it. So I'll get the towel out. And there it is, little brass injector jet nozzle sitting loose, not even screwed in. So look at that, fits right there. And get, I think that's a, what was that, 6? Didn't read it too quick. I think it's a 6 millimeter. Tighten it down, just snug, not too hard.